All right. Welcome, welcome. My name is Kate, and we have an hour of barre together. If you have not seen it already on the chat function in that little box, there is a playlist link that you can click on for music. Mine's usually pretty quiet, but we'll still press play at the same time so that if there is an overlap, hopefully it's not terrible. And then if you have not noticed, there's a stool back here. You can also use a chair with a high back or a countertop. And I have a light set of weights. You can have multiple sets of weights if you have them on hand. You're welcome to go up and down as you please. I am just using 3 pounds today. So that is what we have. Why don't you pull up your playlist if you are using it with me. And we will do it together. Make sure it's on its shuffle in 3, 2, and press play. And then I want you to come to find extended child's pose on your mat. Bring your toes together, bring your knees wide, your forehead rests on the ground. Your arms stretch out long in front of you, palms face down. And push into your brow bone lightly and rock your head from side to side. Release tension, release pressure. Take a few deep breaths. You're letting go of your day, letting go of anything else you have in your evening, and working to become present here in this space. Because you've already devoted yourself to work most likely during the day and household things. And you have to find that balance between those adulting necessary things in life and then finding time for yourself. And that balance is so important, not only for your body, but for your mind, for your heart, and for those around you. Thomas Kincaid said, balance, peace, and joy are the fruit of a successful life. It starts with recognizing your talents and finding ways to serve others by using them. So really what that means is when you find that balance and that happiness and that joy in your life, you share it with others. And so everyone really gets a piece of that. Yes, you get to be a little selfish, but in that selfishness comes serving others. So now clear all of the air out of your lungs and take a deep breath in, fill up, and give a big sigh out. Do it again, deep breath in, open mouth, exhale. And when you inhale, take in new, fresh energy and give a great big open mouth exhale to release what will not serve you here. And then flip your palms upwards towards the sky. And this is where you set an intention. That intention can be along the lines of finding that balance. Maybe today it's within your practice, finding the balance of where you're pushing yourself to go stronger, but where you're pulling yourself back enough so that you're not harming your body. And that's just an idea. Your intention can be whatever you want it to be, but you see this intention clearly in your mind. And you let go of the air once more. And then you take a deep breath in, as deep as you can, fill all the way up. And then with a great big open mouth exhale, send it all out. Seal your lips, breathing in and out through your nose. Begin to move. You come forward into a tabletop. Walk your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers nice and wide on the floor. Soften your elbows. Push into your mat. Feel your shoulders slightly lift and engage your core. Uddiyana Bandha. Belly button in and up, ribs together. Inhale, dip your belly. Lift your gaze, find a cow pose. Exhale, round your spine. Tuck your chin, bring it to cat. Inhale, cow. Point your tailbone high. Exhale, cat, carve out your belly. Take a few more of these on your own. Move with your breath. Maybe you add a wrist stretch, walking your fingertips around while you move. Maybe you make the movements bigger, coming forward and back with your hips. And start to make circles out to the side if that feels good. So you're finding organic movements in your body. However it needs to move to work out any sitting that you have done today. I've done a lot of it. And start to wake everything up. And you notice those areas that are sore or uncomfortable. You find areas that feel really good and strong. And you take note of those so that as we move further, you modify as you need. Now come back to tabletop with your fingers spread wide. Curl your toes under. Take a breath in. And exhale into downward facing dog. And give your feet a pedal here or roll through your ankles. Any little ritual you have to wake up the lower limbs. Keep your head nice and heavy. Keep your chin tucked. Then you find stillness in downward facing dog, pressing your chest to your thighs. Full breath in. And a full breath out. Now go forward to a hovering tabletop. You bend your knees, push into your toes so your heels come over the ball bones of your feet. And then you lift back into downward facing dog. Come forward, hovering tabletop. Bring your gaze to the top of your mats and lift your hips downward facing dog. Do this a few times. Moving through, hovering your knees from the floor as they bend, and then using your lower abdomen to help lift your hips. So it's an active movement using a lot of core strength to lift and lower. When you hover your tabletop, your knees are just an inch or so from the floor. Good. Now hover and hold. You may need to walk your toes in just a little so that your knees are under your hips and your wrists are under your shoulders. Keep a soft little bend to your elbows, keeping your joints nice and strong, and let the heat start to build up in all the muscle fibers in your body. Deep breath in and a slow exhale. Control your breath. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale to release a little heat. 4, 3, down dog in 2. All right, lift your hips nice and high again. Give your feet another little pedal. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, hovering tabletop, and I want you to move slightly towards the back of your mat. So a couple little steps back. In that hovering tabletop, push into your toes and you launch yourself forward into a plank, but with more weight in your fingertips, and your shoulders might be slightly forward over your fingers. Then bring your hips back, hovering tabletop, and push it forward. Plank, hovering tabletop, plank, hovering tabletop. So similar to the movements you were just taking, but now it's lower to the ground and you're not really getting that rest of the downward facing dog. Your muscles have to work the entire time. Extend forward, hip bones are up and in, and then your hips pull back towards your heels. 4, 3, 2. Now hold the plank. Push forward, push into your toes, heels over the ball bones of your feet. You're here for 4, 3, down dog in 2, and lift your hips. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Nice job. Come forward to your plank and hold. One long line from your heels or knees through the crown of your head. Keep your elbows soft. Keep the weight forward. Your gaze is at the very top edge of your mat. You're here for 8, 7, 6, and 5. Almost there. 4, 3, 2. Lift your hips, down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, stretch your right toes high. Exhale, low lunge, step forward. Lengthen your right leg. You have 2 long straight legs. You can come to your fingertips. If you need, you could also use weights here, using the weight heads to lift the floor closer to you. And then bend your knee, come down into your lunge, and then stretch it back. You bend and stretch and bend and stretch, waking up the muscles in your legs. You can flex your right toes for a little extra stretch in your right calf and hamstring. 4, 3, 2. All right, come down into your lunge and set that left knee down to the ground. Inhale, crescent moon, rise up, shoulders over hips. Exhale, find a little back bend. Pull your elbows back, squeeze your shoulders together, and lift your chin high. Good, inhale, rise up. Exhale, half splits, hands down, hips back, flex your right toes. Point and flex your toes a few times. Now hold them back. Flexing your toes, getting that stretch in your Achilles and calf. Pull your chest forward and then drop it low. Take a breath. Exhale it out. Walk your hands forward. Plant your palms. Lift the left knee and step the right foot back to a plank and hold. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Full body inhale. Full body exhale. You got it. Keep pushing into the ground. Keep your hip bones tucked. 4, 3, hips high in 2. Lift your hips. Inhale, stretch your left toes high. Exhale, lunge, step forward. Lengthen your left leg. And again, you can bend and straighten here, waking up the leg a little further and using those weight heads if you want. or just keeping your fingertips to the ground. Keep your spine long and your chest forward and flex the left toes for a little more. Almost there. 2 more times. Then hold your lunge, set the right knee down. Inhale, rise up, shoulders over hips. Exhale, find the back bend. Goalpost your arms, lift your gaze high, take a breath. And let it go. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands down, hips back, flex your left toes. You're in half splits. Pull your chest forward, drop it low, keeping your spine as long as you can here. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. You can point and flex the toes a few times here if it feels good on your ankle, your foot. Then pull the toes back and hold. Great big stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Walk it forward. Plant your palms. Right knee lifts. Left foot steps back to a plank and you hold. Keep pushing into your toes. Heels over the ball bones of your feet. Deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Full body inhale. Full body exhale. Here for 4, 3, forearm plank in 2. Come down to your forearms. You can interlace your fingers, elbows under shoulders, push evenly into your forearms, and zip your feet together. Little hip dip, right, and left. Your hips stay low. Do not let your butt lift up into the air. Your chest pulls forward towards your thumbs. Keep your shoulders slightly rounded. And now if you want, you can start to make that dip a little bigger. Almost like you're working to get each hip down to the floor. The bigger the hip dip, the deeper the work is gonna go. 8, 7, 6, 5. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, last one. Set your knees down. Bring your hips back and find a puppy dog pose. Give your arms a little stretch. Take a breath. And let it go. Nice job. Crawl all the way forward. All the way through and have a seat. We're doing a little extra work with the core and the abs today. So right away, you are going to sit on your sit bones, the pointy bones underneath your butt. In order to do that and maintain that, you have to sit up really tall. If you start to slouch or round your spine at any point in time, you are going to be rolling off of the sit bones. So that's kind of your cue for yourself internally to feel. You're on those pointy bones, and that is where you're going to stay. Now, you can hold on to your thighs here, feet about hip width distance apart. Lean back, just the shoulders. You stay on that point of contact on your sit bones. All right, now, the further you lean back, obviously the harder it's going to get. But if you lean back too far and you find yourself rolling the pelvis under, don't do it. Come back up. And then you take your hands away from your legs, palms face up, shoulders back in their sockets. Your heart reaches forward, your chin is lifted from your chest. So here you are in Navasana, boat pose. A little tug below your belly button, that means it's working. It's just starting to wake up your abdomen. Make sure that your navel is pulling in towards your spine, up towards your sternum, ribs still together. That's really important here. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. Lift your right shin. Make it parallel to the floor. Good. Now lift your left shin. Make it parallel to the floor and zip your feet together. Can you do that without rolling your pelvis underneath? You may need to tap your toes back to the ground here to stay on that point of contact, and that is completely okay. You have to find this in your body today. Shoulders stay back, chest stays lifted. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Flex your toes. From here, it's low boat. Push your heels forward, make them hover from the ground, and bring your shoulders back. The position of your hips does not change. You are still on your sit bones here. Pull back to the top. Boat, then low, boat, and low. You can put your hands to the floor behind your hips for a little support here. Little to no weight there. It's just the support for your lower back. There is no rounding in your spine. You continue to keep your chest lifted no matter which variation you take. Good. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you squeeze it back to the top. Think of inhales opening and expanding, and exhale squeezing you close. You're here for 4, 3, 2, hold the low boat, hold it. Flex your toes, pull your shoulders back, keep your neck nice and long. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. Full body inhale. Full body exhale. Good. 4, 3, 2. Lift it up. Set your feet down. Allow your spine to round for a moment. Feel that stretch through your shoulders. Take a breath. Let it go. All right, zip your feet together, knees touching. If when we begin to move, your knees want to go wide, then step your feet apart. Hands forward and up, shoulders back. Lift your chest, come into Navasana once more, leaning back. Take a breath. Exhale, twist to the right. Keep your hips where they are, but your upper body rotates. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Center, twist, center, and twist. Your hips and legs stay exactly as they are. They are not changing. Your upper body is finding the rotation. Now, the deeper you rotate, the better it's going to get for your core. It could be a smaller rotation today, if that's what it takes to keep your legs still. They really like to go opposite of the way your upper body is twisting. So if you feel that happening in your body, make it smaller. Continue to lift your chest. Good. 4, 3, 2. One more twist. Now come to the right and hold. Keep your shoulders back. Keep your heart lifted. Come up 1 inch, then lean back an inch. Up an inch, back an inch, up an inch, and back. Little lift, little lower. It's not very big. And your hips really want to round underneath you as you do this. So you don't let them. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Good. 4, 3. Switch in 2. All right. Circle it to the left. Shoulders back, chest up. Lift through your lower back. Good. Now from right here, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, and down. Tiny lift, tiny lower. Can you feel your hip flexors? Right in the front of your hip bones here, tops of your thighs. They're going to work really hard to help stabilize. The more you engage intentionally through your abdomen, the less work for your hip flexors to hold you. So keep your ribs squeezing tight. Keep squeezing through your belly. You're almost there. Keep your chin up. Keep your neck long. 4, 3. We twist in 2. All right, lean back. Big circle over to the right. Big movement to the left. You got it. Twist it right, to left, right, to left. Just like we did before. Hips and legs are solid. Upper body twists. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. You're here for 4, 3, 2. Do it one more time, side to side. When you're coming back to the center, take a deep breath in. Exhale, roll all the way down to your back. Bring your knees to your chest. Give it a little rock from side to side. All right, now plant your feet about hip width distance apart. Bring your arms up. Your fingertips are by your temples. Your elbows are pulled back. Draw your belly button to your spine. Press your lower back into the floor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, roll on up and twist it to the right. Lift your right foot a couple inches from the ground so your knee is coming towards you. Come back to center. Roll down, set your right foot down. Roll up, twist it to the left. Your left foot lifts a few inches. Your knee comes in. Roll back through center and down. Now roll up, twist right and lift. Center down. Roll up, twist left. Center down. It's lift and twist. Lift and twist. So the foot lifts just a little bit. Your whole torso does twist. You have a little roundness in your spine at the top. I tell you not to put your hands behind your heads for this one because it's too tempting to hold on tight and then pull your chin into your chest. I want your core to do this work without straining your neck at all. So if it helps to press your head into your hands, if that releases tension in your neck, you can do it. Just be very mindful that you're not pulling on your neck. You're almost there with this one. 4, 3, 2. Do it one more time. Come on down through center. Take a breath. Let it go. Now we're going to switch it up a little. Roll it up. Twist it to the right. Tap your left elbow to the inside of your right knee. And then tap your right elbow to the outside of your right knee. And then roll back down. roll up, twist left. Tap the inside of your knee, tap the outside of your knee, and roll down. That's the movement. Up, twist right, tap, tap, lower. Up, tap, tap, lower. So lift, tap the inside and the outside, and roll down. So it's adding on to the movement we already did, alternating from right to left. Keep your hip bones scooped up and in so that as you come down, your lower back is connected to the ground. You got it. Say hello to your obliques. So these movements, when you're working multiple regions within your abdomen, it's a lot, right? Try to keep that opposite foot pressing down into the ground. Believe it or not, that is supporting you. It's making your lower abdomen activate a little further, which is going to help with that lift. Curling your hip bones up and in, that's also helping with the lift because it's rolling your bones so that your internal organs kind of settle down towards the floor so that you're not squishing them as you roll up. And that's very important, right? Your liver is really large. So if you squish it, it's not going to be very effective for the core work. We're almost there. After this, you have 2 more. So 1 more on each side. Tap, tap, and lower. Tap, tap, and lower. Come down, take a breath. And let it go. Nice job. Now, keep your lower back pressed to the floor. Make your shins parallel to the ground, 90-degree bends, meaning your knees are over your hips. You can keep your fingertips at your temples, or you can rest your head in your hands, but no pulling on your neck. Take a breath. Exhale, twist to the right. Bicycle twist, extend your left leg out. Center, twist it left. Center, twist it right. Start nice and slow. There's no need to rush it here. I want you to really focus on where your knee is. As you pull it in, it wants to come into your chest to make the work easier for your lower abdomen. That will not make you grow stronger. It makes the movement rather pointless. So keep the knee over the hip as you twist rather than bringing it in. Think of bringing your elbow to your knee rather than bringing your knee to your elbow. That helps. If you want a little more work here, scissor your legs, reach opposite hand towards opposite ankle as you move. After this, we're going to be getting up. So really push it for your core. Move with your breath. Inhale through the center, exhale as you twist. Whether you're extending your leg as you move in that scissor motion or bending and extending, I want your foot to get as close as you can to the floor without letting your lower back lift. That's important. Belly button drawn down tight. Really actively push your head into your hands if your hands are behind your head. Otherwise, just draw the elbows back with fingertips at your temples. It's 4, 3, 2. After this, take a long body stretch. Point your toes, reach overhead, take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Bring your knees to your chest, rock a little side to side. And then grab your hamstrings, rock up and down the length of your spine. When you get to the top, cross your ankles, plant your palms, step back to a plank. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. Set your knees to the ground. You're in a modified plank position. Bend your elbows straight back. Come halfway down and lift. Halfway down and lift. Just like a chaturanga push-up from your knees. Elbows graze your ribs. Just halfway down. Try to pull your shoulders back as much as you can as you find this movement. Naturally, your shoulders want to come forward. Make your chest kind of cave in. I want you to make your upper body as broad as you can. So pull it back. Elbows tight. 4, 3. Hold low in 2. Hold it low from right here. It's up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, and down. Hello, triceps. Hello, biceps. Tiny little squeezes. Keep your gaze towards the top edge of your mat. Keep those movements small. Keep your hips tucked up and in. Of course, you could do this from your toes if you want that extra push, but don't let that take focus away from what's happening with your arms and your upper back and your chest. Tiny squeezes just for 4, 3, 2, full range of motion. Here you go. Push it up, and lower, lift and lower. So now you're going below halfway, trying to find your full range of motion. You're only here for 4, 3, 2, do it one more, make it your best one yet. Then you can press it back to a little puppy dog pose. Give your hips a little wag, take a breath. All right, we're moving on. Come forward, step your feet towards your wrists, grab your weights, slowly come all the way up to stand. Give your shoulders a few shrugs, and step your feet really wide. Heels in, toes out. Now, you can always choose to take no weights at all or switch them up whenever you want. Don't forget that. Now, I want you to start just by taking a practice bend with your knees a few times. Make sure that your knees line up with your toes and that your tailbone is down to the floor, never coming out behind you. I don't want you tipping forward in your hips. It's straight down and up. All right. From right here, bring your palms forward in front of you. Bend your knees. Now, you come up to stand, and those palms come upwards, facing out, all the way overhead. So when you stand up, everything is long. Then flip your palms outwards at the top, bend your knees, slowly bring those weights back down. Do it again, flip your palms up and rise. Flip your palms up, and bend your knees, drop down low. Find these movements, lift, and lower. Inhale to rise. Exhale to bring it down. You got a full range of motion all the way up. Lift your gaze. Flip the palms out all the way back down. So you're finding this full range in your legs as well as within your shoulders and upper body. How does everything feel when you find these big movements? Is there any pinching, any pain, any clicking in your shoulders? And those are things I want you to be mindful of. If your shoulders click, find a smaller range of motion or put those weights down. Good. All the way down. All the way back up. 2 more times. Bring it down. Lift. Last time through, down. And up. Now, from here, open your arms so it's almost like star pose in yoga. Your palms face towards each other. Now bend your knees and bring your elbows in this time towards your body. Palms are facing up here. Push up, star pose. Pull it down. This is goddess pose in yoga. Star, goddess, star, and goddess. You're waking up all of the muscles in your body. We will get to those tiny little pulses, do not worry. But right now, big muscle groups. Stabilizing muscles, starting to get all the juices flowing through them. The deeper you breathe, the more oxygen those stabilizing muscles will get, the better they're gonna feel. 4, 3, stay low in 2. All right, from here, you bend your knees, you get down low, elbows come into your sides. Now this time, stay low in your hips and just the arms move. Bring the weights away from your body, lengthen your arms, then pull them in. Push, pull, push, and pull. Good. Keep your hips tucked up and in, keep your tailbone at the floor. You got it. You're here for 4, 3, 2, one more time through. Elbows pull in and pulse and pulse. So it's like you're squeezing your elbows behind your back. Keep your wrists flat out from your forearms, palms face up. Good, loosen your grip on your weights, just a little. Pull and pull. You got it. 4, 3, 2. All right, from here, push the weights out and hold. That's all you have to do. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Lift your chest, relax your shoulders. Maybe the weights lift another inch. 4, 3, 2. Bring those weights down to your hips. From here, find a little pulse in your legs. You'll wake up those stabilizing muscles through your hips and glutes. Tiny little squeeze. Good. Push evenly between your toes and your heels. Lift a little through the arches of your feet. It's going to help pull the knees back, allowing more space for your pelvis to stay tucked underneath. 8, 7, get lower. 6, 5, you got it. 4, 3, stay low in 2, Stay low in your hips. Bring the weights down in front of you. Palms face your body. Pull the weights up to your shoulders. Elbows draw back. Push the weights forward. Your arms extend in front of your shoulders. Slowly lower the weights. Lift them to your shoulders. Push them out and bring it down. Lift, push, lower, lift, push, and lower. You got it. Can you smooth it out? Make it more like a circle. Good. Elbows pull back. You just have 2 more this direction. After this one, you're going to reverse it. All right, so weights come forward and down. You lift them up to shoulder height. You pull your elbows back and then push the weights back down. Lift, pull, and push. Lift, pull, and push. Good. And this, you can also create a little smoother movement, a little circular motion. Nice work. 2 more times. Last time through. All right. Now from here, extend your legs, stand up, pull the weights to your shoulders, push the weights down, bend your knees. This is a row in your upper body and a grand plie with your legs. So everything's moving again. After some of those smaller movements and slower movements, it should feel pretty good. It's like an active stretch, making the big muscles take over again. You're here for 4, 3, get low in 2, get low in your hips, weights to your hips, find the pulse. That tiny, tiny little squeeze. You wanna make sure that your legs and your glutes are still working hard for you. Let them build a little heat. Lift your chest. Good, deep breath in through your nose. Great big open mouth exhale. Nice work. 4, 3, stay low in 2. Stay low in your hips, lift through the arches of your feet, gold post your arms. From here, find a tiny little circle to the back. Golf ball sized. Shoulders dropped from your ears, but crown of your head reaching high. Circle back. Good. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Everything in your body is solid and unmoving except for your arms here. Good. 4, 3, 2, reverse the circle. Bring it forward. It's small and controlled. Pull your ribs in so the front line of your body doesn't open. That's protecting your spine, allowing you to focus on your shoulder girdles. You're here for 4, 3, 2. All right, pause. Goal-posted arms. Stay low in your hips or maybe even get a little bit lower. From here, squeeze your forearms in towards the center and pull them back. Squeeze it in, press them back. Squeeze, press, squeeze, and press. Elbows in line with your shoulders. Good. Wrists straight at your forearm. Weights, don't bring them in or let them fall back. You got it. Create resistance, like you're moving through wet cement. So, so good. 4, 3, 2. Hold your elbows back, pulse them up. Little squeeze, stay low in your hips. You got it. Deep breath in. Full breath out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pulse it low, below 90, below your shoulders. Little squeezes. Keep your chest up, get lower in your hips. Yes, you can. Feels like my arms are gonna fall off. I hope yours do too. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, weights. Come down to your hips, find that pulse again. Tiny little squeezes. You are squeezing your butt cheeks as hard as you can, almost like you are trying to make them Charlie horse, but don't let them. Don't squeeze it that hard. It's just that fine, fine line. Stay low. Squeeze and squeeze. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Full range of motion. Get down low and stand. Get down low and stand. Active stretch here. Good. Stretch it out. 4, 3, 2. Do it one more time. All right. Bring your toes in. Bring your heels in. Bring your toes in. Bring your heels in. Set those weights aside. Nice job. Now, I do recommend your stool or chair back for balance. Just have it close by. If you don't want to use it right away because you want to challenge yourself a little, that's fine. But have it in case you decide you do need it. And then with the chair or stool on the right side of your body, I want you to zip your legs together and put your hands on your hips. Stand up tall, and then pivot your toes out so that you're in first position, which is a small V shape with your feet. If you bend your knees, you can look down. Knees over toes always. Not inside, not outside, because that will make your butt stick out behind you. Remember, shoulders over hips, straight down and up. All right, now stand up tall and really actively pull your legs towards each other here. Do you feel that engagement when you pull them in and then relax it? Pull, relax a few times. So your legs aren't actually moving here, but by engaging those muscles. Good. Okay, now I want you to squeeze them in and hold. You're going to keep that engagement as we move. So it's constantly like magnets around your inner thighs, pulling them in towards each other. Now from here, demi-plie, bend your knees. Small bend. That's what demi-plie means. When you bend, your butt is down below you, not out behind you. Now stand back up, squeeze your thighs together, bend, squeeze, bend, and squeeze. Right hand can come always to that stool if you want it. Straight down, straight up. It shouldn't feel overly strenuous, but I do want you to feel that pull in as you stand. So it's like you're zipping everything in towards the midline of your body as you stand. Bend, squeeze it in, bend, and squeeze it in. Good. 4, 3, 2, do it one more time. All right, now grand plie is your full range of motion in this position. So I want you to practice first. Bend your knees, start to come down towards the floor and see how low you can get without sticking your seat out behind you. So your tailbone should still be pointing at the ground, knees press back, pelvis is scooped. That might mean you only come down part way. Now at your lowest point, your heels will lift off of the ground. When you stand back up, as soon as you can, push your heels down into the ground so that you can push into them to stand. That's gonna keep the muscles activated. All right, so stand all the way back up. We're gonna count it nice and slow. It's 4 counts to get to the ground and 4 counts to stand back up. Hands on your hips or a hand on the stool. Ready, here we go. You bring it down, 2, 3, and 4. You lift, 2, 3, and 4. Again, down, 2, 3, and 4. Lift, 2, 3, and 4. Bring it down. Press your knees back. Lift it up. Push down into your heels. One more time. Bring it down. 2, 3, and 4. Lift. 2, 3, and 4. Good. Take a breath. Let it go. We're going to make it even slower. It's 8 counts, both directions. It's excruciatingly slow. Take your time. You'll see what I mean. It's easy to rush it, especially on the way up. Move slow. Down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you're at the bottom. Lift. 2, 3, and 4. Heels down. 5, 6, 7, and you're at the top. Again, down. 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lift 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Squeeze it together at the top. Nice job. Now find a calf raise. Lift your heels, then set them down. Lift, lower, lift, and lower. Straight up and down. Good. Feel your calves start to build the heat. Resist the urge to put too much weight onto that stool. Nice work. 4, 3, 2. Hold it up, hold it up. All right, now I want you to bring your heels together until they touch. And rather than just letting them touch, now I want you to squeeze them together. So you're actively pressing them in. Do you feel your thighs activate again? Good, you keep that activation. Bend your knees. So this is demi-plie in releve on your toes. Keep squeezing the heels together. If at any point in time you have to set your heels down because your feet or ankles have injuries to them, absolutely do it. It's just gonna work the back line of your leg a little more than the front line, which is where we are bringing our focus here. Now, from your bent knee position here, stand all the way up. Continue to squeeze your heels together. Good, do it again. Bend your knees. And then stand up. So squeeze your thighs in. Bend and squeeze to the top. Bend and squeeze to the top. Good. 4, 3, 2. Do it one more time. All right, now at the top, legs are zipped together, legs are long. You're on your toes if you can do it. Now, it's 4 counts to the bottom, your lowest point. 4 counts back to the top. Ready? Great. Here we go. Down, 2, 3, and 4. Lift, 2, 3, and 4. Again, down, 2, 3, 4. Lift, 2, 3, and 4. Do it again. Bring it down. And lift. Hello, quadriceps. Yes. You have one more time like this. Bring it down. 2, 3, and 4. Lift. 2, 3, and 4. Set your heels down. Take a breath. And let it go. Bend your knees. Dig into your heels here. Stand back up. Bend, lift, bend, and lift. Here, again, it's an active stretch. I want you to feel a little stretch in your Achilles because when you were on your toes, all those muscles are working really hard. So here, by pressing your heels down and bending and lifting, you're giving them a little stretch, a little break. That is because we're doing more on our toes. Yay. 4, 3, 2. Do one more time. All right, back to that same position we were just in, on your toes in first position, heels squeezing together, inner thighs squeezing together. Now, bend your knees, keep your pelvis scooped, and from right here, come up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, and down. Little lift, little lower, lift, and lower. Good. Keep moving. Keep pressing your heels together. Naturally, because your quads are going to start to burn, that engagement is going to start to relax. I want you to keep it fully engaged. You're squeezing tight. Then it's not just your quads working. Everything in your upper leg is working. Keep it small. This is 1 inch up and down. So it's different from a pulse. The pulse is kind of like that bounce. You tend to do it to the beat, right? So now it's little lift, little lower. You are controlling that tiny little contraction within your body. Lift, lift. So good. 4, 3, 2. Now hold it low. Take a breath. Let it go. Let the breath go, not the body. All right, now you're going to stand all the way back to the top. 4 counts down, 4 counts up. Now we're going to add some pulses. I'll do the counting. Ready? Here you go. Down, 2, 3, and 4. Lift, 2, 3. You're at the top. Bring it down. 2, 3, and you hold. Pulse. 2, 3, and 4. Lift. 2, 3, 4. Down. 2, 3, 4. Bring it up. 2, 3, 4. Bring it down. 2, 3. Here you hold and pulse, 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 pulse. Lift. 2, 3, and 4. Bring it down. 2, 3, and 4. Up. Nice and slow to the top. This time you'll hold it low on that 4th count. Here you pulse. Nice job. We have one more time through, just like that. Lift to the top. 4, 3, 2, 1. Down, down, down. Get lower. Lift, lift, lift. You're at the top. Bring it down. 2, 3. Hold it low and pulse, pulse, pulse. Holy calves. Lift. 2, 3. You're at the top. Heels come down to the ground. Demi-plie, stretch. Demi-plie, stretch. Nice work. How do your quads feel? How do your calves feel? I feel my calves more than my quads right now. Good. Give that little stretch in. 4, 3, 2, one more time. All right, take a breath. Exhale it out. All right, step open to the side, wide second, all the way down and lift. Again, active stretch here. Work some of that out of your body so you don't get a Charlie horse. Good. All right, now stand all the way up. Bring your feet back in, and you can flip that chair or stool to your left side, or you can flip around. It's completely up to you. I want you to find first position in your feet. And then from here, bend your knees. And then lift your heels, and then slide them together to touch and squeeze them tight. And now I want you to come down an inch, and then lift an inch, and then down an inch, and lift, down an inch, and lift. So it's that same movement, that 1 inch, but now you're going lower than the first time. Because before we started up an inch and down, but since you're starting down an inch and up, you're going deeper. And it's gonna get harder, and there's gonna be a lot more heat in your quads, but that's the idea. If you set your heels down, again, your hamstring and your glute are gonna do more than your quad is. So that's why I encourage you to stay on your toes. But if you need to, you can set the heels down. You're still working really hard, just a little bit different grouping in your body. Keep it low, keep it controlled. 8, 7, 6, 5. Yes, you can. 4, 3, 2. All right, set your heels down. Stand all the way up. Take a breath. Let it go. Slide the right foot forward. Bring the right heel in an inch or so that your right heel lines up with your left toe, and bend your knees. Now, knees should be in line with your toes here in this front foot. Your left heel can lift a little if it helps. Don't put so much weight on that back leg. I'm gonna put the majority of your weight in your right leg now. And if you lift and lower your left leg, nothing really would change in your body. That's how much weight you put forward here. So you're gonna focus on that right quad. From right here, come up an inch and down an inch. That same tiny little squeeze. Good. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Pelvis is scooped under. Lift your chest, lift your chin. Tiny lift, tiny lower. So I'm gonna switch just so you can see another angle if you need it. Your right leg here is never all the way straight. You're not coming all the way up and bending. It's 1 inch. It's that tiny, tiny little squeeze. Good. Tiny movement. Don't give up. I want you to think about me when you walk down a flight of stairs tomorrow. Keep it low. 8, 7, 6, 5. So good. 4, 3, 2. One more time. Nice. Come back to the top. First position. Bend your knees and lift. Bend your knees and lift. Work it out. So you got to do that left leg next. All right. 2 more. Last one. Slide your left foot forward. Bring the left heel in so it lines up with your right toes. Bend your knees. That right heel might pop. That's fine. Weight is in your left leg. If you were to lift that right leg up, nothing's changing really in your body. From right here, your knees are bent. That's how you start. Lift an inch, down an inch, lift an inch, down an inch. Keep the weight in the left foot as much as you can. The right foot is there for balance. That's it. Little lift and lower. Left knee in line with your toes. Your knee's going to come out over your toes, but make sure they're in that same line. That's protecting your knee joint. You don't want any twisting there, especially with all the weight pushing forward on it. You got it. Are your ribs pulling in? Is your core still engaged? Your belly is getting so much work just by holding you up tall. You got this. You're almost there. 4, 3, 2, last one. Come back to the top, slide the left heel in, first position. Bend your knees and lift. Bend your knees and lift. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Just do 4, 3, 2. All right, now stand up nice and tall, and you can put your hand on your stool if you want, but you don't need to necessarily. Your hands could stay on your hips. I'm gonna flip around so you can see better. You stay as you are. So, demi-plie, bend your knees. Lift your heels up here. Now releve, stand all the way up. Zip your legs together, and then set the heels back down. Demi-plie, heels lift, stand up, heels down. Little faster. Bend, heels, lengthen, down, bend, heels, lift, and down. This is demi-plie, forced arch. Releve, heels down. 2 more. Last time through. Bend, lift, extend, and lower. Now we reverse. Rise up to your toes. Bend your knees. Heels come down, then stand. Lift, bend, heels down, stretch, lift, bend, heels down, stretch. It's releve. We call this forced arch. Demi-plie and stretch. Releve, forced arch, demi, stretch. Releve, forced arch, demi, stretch. 2 more. Last time through. Good. Now lift your heels, slide them together, knees are bent, up an inch, down an inch, down an inch, up an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up. So you're going just above your starting point and just below your starting point. Little lift, little lower, little lift, little lower. You got it. Tiny movement up, tiny movement down. That chair is there for balance, remember. Resist the urge to look down at what's happening with your knees and your feet unless you're just checking alignment. Otherwise, tall, straight spine, chin lifted, crown of your head reaching high. Remember, this is ballet inspired. So you're trying to bring out your inner ballerina, right? With that big, strong spine. Keep moving. Keep squeezing. So good. 4, 3, 2, one more time. Lift, center, lower, center, heels down, and tall. Good. All right. Now, you can flip towards the front of your mat if it helps you. If you need to be able to see a screen, bring your arms overhead. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold on down. Plant your palms, step your feet back to a plank, and hold. Deep breath in, and a slow breath out. Full body inhale. Full body exhale. You're here for 4, 3, 2. Step forward. Have a seat. All right. Now, from here, roll on down to your back. Roll it up all the way. Legs up the wall. Extend your legs overhead. Place your hands next to your hips or directly underneath them. Your lower back is touching the mat, and that will not change. Do not let it change. Your legs are perpendicular to the floor or a 90-degree bend from your torso. Keep your legs zipped together and point your toes. From here, we'll lower our legs to the lowest point, hovering from the ground. It's 8 counts both ways. Take a breath. All right, here we go. It's 8, 7, 6, 5. Halfway down. 4, 3, hover in 2, and you hover your feet as close to the floor as you can. Take a breath. Exhale it out. Lift, lift. It's slow. It's controlled. You're halfway. 4, 3, 2. You're at the top. Take a breath. Exhale it out. Relax your shoulders. We do it again. Down for 8, 7, 6, 5. Yes, you can. 4, 3, 2. Hover and hold for a breath. Exhale it out. Here you go. Lift. 2, 3, 4. You got it. 4, 3, 2. You're at the top. Take a breath. Let it go. Last time, best time. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You hold in 2. Hover and hold. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Good. Lift. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, you're at the top. Nice work. Not quite done yet, though. One more thing to do. Bring your hands up towards your feet. Lift your shoulders off of the mat. Extend your left leg down. Try to tap the outside of your right ankle. Come back through center, switch, center, and switch. So not everybody is trying those scissor legs. You can always bring it to a bicycle twist instead, but I want you to push it because this is your last push before we stretch it out. Don't let your leg come in towards your chest. You are lifting your upper body closer. You got it. Keep pointing your toes. Keep your lower back grounded. Find your breath. 4, 3, final 2. One more time through. After that left side, come back to center and find a long body stretch. Arms overhead, point your toes, breathe in, breathe out. All right, bring your legs overhead, back to legs up the wall, but I promise it's a stretch this time. Flex your toes. Push the backside of your knees forward. Feel that stretch in your Achilles, your calves, maybe your hamstrings. You can always bring your legs closer without bending your knees, as long as you keep your lower back on the ground if you want more sensation. And then point your toes. And then flex your toes, but keep your foot pointed. It's like a Barbie doll foot. Feels good, huh? All right, now circle your ankles one way and the other. And then zip your legs together, flex your toes, and then find first position up in the air. So that V shape in your feet. Do you feel that stretch now more in your hamstring outside, kind of by your IT band? Really press the backside of your knees towards each other here. Good. Now point your toes. Barbie doll foot, toes pull back. Flex the feet. Bring them in. Bend your knees in towards your chest. Grab the inside or outside edges of your feet and pull your knees wide to a happy baby. Rock from side to side. Good. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. Come back to the center. Bring the feet in, bring the knees in. Interlace your fingers underneath that right knee. Extend the left leg out to the floor. Inhale, squeeze your right knee in towards your right side. Exhale, supine twist. Cross it over. Keep your right shoulder grounded as you work your way down your spine. Now, you can absolutely stay like this, but what I recommend is trying to get a little extra into your leg. So left peace fingers grab the right big toe. And then from there, you push the right heel out any amount, trying to lengthen your right leg while keeping that twist. You're going to get a big old stretch on the outside of your hip, and maybe you'll feel it in your hamstring. Maybe your gaze comes to the right. Just slow down your breath. Giving your body and your mind a minute to really soak up and absorb everything that's happened in the last hour. Letting it start to find its peace and its calm so that your mind knows that it does not need to revert into fight or flight when these things get challenging, but rather to embrace that challenge to grow stronger. Slowly bring yourself back to the center. Bring your knees into your chest, give a little rock. And then interlace your fingers below the left knee, extend your right leg out. Hug it in towards the left side, take a breath. Exhale, supine twist, cross it over. Left shoulder stays grounded. Work your way down your spine. I'm gonna move my stool. If you wanna go for that extra stretch, right peace fingers, grab your left toe, and you push that heel out as much as you can. Maybe you bring your gaze to the left to complete the twist all the way into your neck. When you really get into your IT band, it's one of those stretches that makes you want to hold your breath. Holding your breath and stretching are counterproductive. So try to intentionally slow your breath down, even though that really intense sensation makes you want to hold it. Breathe into the sensations. Send space. Imagine them opening with each inhale. Each exhale allows a little bit more. All right, take one last breath. And you can release your toe, bring it back into the center. Give it one more little rock from side to side. Then wrap your forearms around your shins, give it a good tight squeeze. Tuck your chin, curl yourself as small as you can. Clear all of the air out of your lungs while you call to mind that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. Take a deep breath in, fill all the way up. And with a great big open mouth exhale, send it out into the universe, release and let go. Here is your chance for Shavasana if you like to take it. If you are running off to do all the other things in the adulting, by all means, you do your thing. Thank you for joining me. And if you are in Shavasana, take as much time as you can here. Soak it all up. It is an honor and a pleasure to still practice with you. It has been almost a year, and I cannot believe it feels like the longest and also fastest year that's ever happened. As you move forward into your evening, go forward with gratitude for your strong, capable, amazing body, and know that the light in me honors the light in you. The teacher in me loves the teacher in you. The student in me appreciates the student in you. And so to you I bow. Namaste, my friends.